So in today's video, I want to talk about why you should start investing young. And for those of you in your 20s, 30s, or even early 40s, this one's going to be relevant for you because, there's so much of an advantage to investing young that the earlier that you start, and sometimes, we need to start where we are in life. We don't have the opportunity to go back in time. But I wanted to talk about why you should invest as early as you can, and how you can set yourself up so you are more comfortable in retirement. So a little bit about me. I started this YouTube channel in 2017, wanting to make an impact in people's lives, whether it be with helping them develop themselves, develop their careers, or on their personal finance journey. And I think investing is something that I'm really passionate about. I don't know everything there is to know about investing, but I've had experience investing along the way, and I think I've got something that might be valuable for you to hear about. So the first thing that I'll say about investing is that compounding is your friend, and making compounding work for you is probably one of the easiest things that you could do to grow your wealth, because compounding is simply just a function of time. And if you don't know what compounding is, I'll make another video and I'll link it in the description about compounding and investing and how that can really accelerate your wealth building journey. But compounding, they say, is and I think Einstein said this, it's one of the seven wonders of the world. And it's essentially the notion that when you have an asset, that asset will appreciate in value over time, because the gains that you get in any given year will add to the asset value, and then that larger asset value will allow you to generate a greater level of return on that greater asset base. Now that's very technical, but what it essentially means is that compounding is simply just a function of time. So to get a greater asset pool at the end of a time horizon, let's say you're looking at 20 years, the best thing you could do is to start with a lot, to end with a lot more. But also, not everyone can start with a lot. And so the best thing that we could do is start as early as possible. And starting as early as possible is probably one thing that I wish I did. I only started investing in earnest, let's say, when I was around 24 or 25. And I didn't start with anything fancy. I just invested in ETFs, or exchange-traded funds, here in Australia. And then over time, I got a little bit more sophisticated. But I look at my portfolio now, and I look at the sorts of returns that I'm able to generate from that, or my portfolio is able to generate. And I say to myself, well, if I had an additional X number of years of those returns compounding, then my portfolio might be multiple times what it is, or multiple levels of what it is today. And so the moral of that story is, guys, is that if you can start it as early as possible, you're really setting yourself up for some stellar gains in your portfolio, as long as you invest responsibly, of course. And I'll do another video on my investing journey and the sorts of companies and ETFs that I've invested in. But if you can, start early, because you'll maximize the number of years or the number of time periods that your portfolio can grow. And that growth, we can never go back in time. And so if you can start it as early as possible, well, you're giving yourself the best opportunity for that portfolio to grow as into a portfolio that you'll be really proud of in the future. So start early, start young, educate yourself on what you're investing in. And that's another thing that I think is really important nowadays, is that there's so much information available to us that it can almost become paralyzing. There's this concept of analysis or paralysis by analysis, where we just get stuck in a loop of going, well, I need to read this, or I need to read that, or I need to watch this video to tell me about what I need to do next. I think there comes a limit where you have to go, well, I've educated myself to this extent, and now it's really about taking action. So, guys, I encourage you to learn, to educate yourselves about investing, about compounding, and I think you'll truly be better for it. You'll learn about how to, allocate your portfolio in a way that you can be comfortable with its risk, but also its potential expected return. And you can maximize your compounding ability and maximize the returns that you can achieve. If there's something specific that you want me to talk about, guys, on this topic, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be creating a lot more videos on investing, stocks, real estate, investment properties. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear more. I'm happy to do another video on this. All right, guys, until next time, take care.